Center Hice Productions. It is January 23rd, 2024. Please first hit the likes and the subscribes down below in the right hand corner. Muchly appreciated. This is a review of tonight's game. The Sens came into town, into Montreal, and we had the return of our boy. That was the other news in the last couple of days was Arbor Hice is back in the lineup, so we were kind of excited and hoping this, would give us some pushback. Now, nice to see him back and all, and yeah, he was physical, but the team came out and very tentative, flat, and we're outplayed by Ottawa pretty handedly. Us showing any life. Although Corpusalo was the difference. He did make a big difference, but our effort level, very, very flat. I would have to say, in my books, Cole Caulfield was the best player, and once again, our goalie was left out to hang and dry. So, pretty sad. It's pretty sad. You would expect a better response from the Habs, and I don't know what's going on there, but this team just looks so flat. I wasn't impressed with line. The only player I was impressed with was Caulfield. Suzuki and the Slab both kind of didn't impress me tonight, and nor did the other lines other than Monahan. You can't say much other than that. Everybody else was just flat. Very flat. Struble had a strong game on defense. I liked seeing the return of Hice with Kovacevic, and that was nice to see those two return together. But and the defense wasn't as brutal, but they were still a lot of odd man rushes and sloppiness. But again, just getting back to Northern zone, no structure shown of neutral ice just seems to be the Sens territory, and we just didn't seem to have any pushback. So anyway, we're going to give you a very, very straightforward stats. Not an impressive night. 4-1 was the final. This game wasn't even close, really, in all regards. So first period, 2-0. Ottawa comes out and just hammers us fairly quickly, and Montreal's got no reply for it. Second period, Ottawa gets another one. Third period, we at least break the tie, the shutout, and we exchange goals. 4-1 was the final. Pretty sad. What could you say? Shane Pinto scored his first goal in the season for the Ottawa Senators, beat the Montreal Canadiens for second time in 6 days, 4-1 on Tuesday night. Pinto was playing just his second game since serving a 41-game suspension for activities related to sports wagering, a signing of $75,000 contract with the Senators. Ridley Gregg, Jake Sanderson also scored while Matthew Joseph added an empty net goal. Ottawa, which won its fourth time in 6 games. Jonas Corpusalo made 24 saves. The Senators extended their win streak over the Canadiens to 8 games. Jonathan Kovacevic, back in the lineup after 3 games as a healthy scratch, scored for the Montreal Canadiens. And it was a nice shot from the point that he scored. It was a very nice shot, nice setup, which lost its 3rd game in a row. Jake Allen stopped 24. So, again, Montreal went 0-5 on the power play. Just beautiful power play, isn't it? Isn't this excitement that our special teams are so... we're just lucky that Ottawa hasn't put it together on the power play, because when they do, we're going to really get slaughtered by them. Because usually they kill us on the power play when they were playing well last year. So can you imagine if that was working? Because our power player is just brutal. shorthanded goal. So Montreal allowed shorthanded. Yeah, we allowed a shorthanded goal on Ottawa penalty kill that is ranked 31st in the NHL, 72.7 entering the game. The Senators were also 0-5 with the man advantage, but we expected that, well, till they get it going. An unmarked Greg buried a rebound off a shorthanded face-off in Montreal zone to open the scoring at 7:45 of the first period. Sanderson picked a loose puck up in the slot and rifled a wrist shot past Allen 45 seconds later, 2-0. Pinto scored on a breakaway at 6:22 of the second to make it 3-0 after a pass from Claude Giroux with a pretty pass out that sent him in alone. And yeah, so maybe I shouldn't say Struble had a strong game because he got busted on that. He got busted a couple times. He looked like he was going to have a strong game. But yeah, now that I think of it, he really didn't have. He kind of got caught at a place and burnt a couple times. Montreal went on the power play 4 times in the second, but had trouble generating quality scoring chances. Cole Caulfield, riding a 5-game goal streak, had a chance, but Korpisalo denied him with a glove stop with 5 minutes left in the period. Tanner Pearson deflected a point shot that hit the post and trickled along the goal line. Yeah, that was a tricky one, but it was the correct call. It trickled across the goal line early in the period, but never crossed it. Caulfield also missed on a wide open cage at the side of net. Kovacevic finally broke through with 7:29 left in the game. Canadians pulled Allen for an extra attacker with 4 minutes, but Joseph buried an empty net goal, and he probably could have had one earlier when he was booting down the ice. He came very close, so he was a threat all night. So he always is against the Habs to play up next. So yeah, we have Thursday night. We have the Islanders and Patrick Roy in town. So this is not going to get any easier for the Habs, to be honest. So Greg was the first star, 1 goal plus 1. Korpisalo 24 stops, 1 goal against, and Caulfield 1 assist with -1. So scoring summary: 7:45 of the first period. Ridley Gregg assisted by Eric Bannstrom, assisted by Josh Norris, short-handed. This is becoming a bit of a problem for the Habs. They seem to be getting burnt a lot, quite regularly, short-handed. This is something they're going to have to start. The sloppiness of some of the plays they're making, with not making sure the puck is, got enough pep to the players when they're passing that puck around. Then at 8:26, Jake Sanderson scores, assisted by Tim Zub and Tim Stutzel. And second period, it was Shane Pinto, assisted by a beautiful pass out by Claude Giroux. Just doesn't look like he missed a step at his age at 6:22. Third period, Jonathan Kovacevic, assisted by Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. And then that was at 12:31 of the third. 17:33, Matthew Joseph, unassisted, empty net. 28 shots for Ottawa, 25 for the Habs, 14 hits to Montreal's 29 hits, and we were physical for a while there. Just seemed to taper off as the game went. Faceoffs won 26-24. Power plays both even at 0-5, which is pathetic. Penalty minutes 10 apiece. Giveaways 18 for the Sens, and we couldn't do nothing with them, and 10 for the Habs. Takeaways 7 for the Sens, 6 for the Habs. Block shots, again, we're starting to lack in this, and we were doing so well in that department. Sens actually outdid us 15-13. Much stronger play from the Sens. We got into penalty trouble fairly early in the game, and amazingly, you would have when the Senators had a penalty, you would have thought that we would have taken advantage, and that's when we get burnt. So, not even going to go into the penalties. Nothing major to write home about on that department. Just uh, the Habs just really didn't show enough character in this game whatsoever. Yeah, there was a bit of some nice hits out of Jack Eye, some nice hits out of Gooley, and some nice hits out of Struble. Other than that, Montreal didn't impress me whatsoever, and it looked like they had broken the line one up, and they through the game they ended up putting Josh Anderson in Slav's place. Uh, it was worth just a little bit of juggling for a moment. I wouldn't break that up forever because it proved ineffective. However, Josh looked better than had a little more juice in his legs. But however, he just doesn't fit on that line. But the whole team just didn't show enough character tonight. I wasn't impressed with anybody's fight, especially in the offensive units. The offense really didn't impress me tonight, effort-wise whatsoever. I didn't see. Just seems like I didn't really know. I don't think. Yeah, not. I don't think Alonen played. Matter of fact. So yeah, that's. Yeah, no, he didn't. And so Pearson, I didn't expect much from him his first game back, but he had effort there. That'll come on as time goes on. I'm quite sure of it. He's got good character. He just needs to get everything back in game shape. But for effort wise, but Monahan had some good effort in there. Caulfield had a good effort tonight. I'll give Caulfield that. Missed a lot of shots. Um, that was the one thing though he did miss on a lot. He got set up quite a bit and had several opportunities but missed. But Corpusalo was on his toes tonight, and he outplayed us by far. He wanted that. We had to come up with more than 24 shots. So I mean, if that's going to be our best effort, playing a team that has our number, we got to put a better effort out than that. And where's the pushback? That's what I'd like to know. Where is the pushback? Again, I'm seeing like 3 or 4 games straight here that I'm not seeing much character. No, no. For me, it just seems like this team has lost its pushback, and they better find it. However, thank God we're in a rebuild. Works for me because again, we're starting to drop, and I knew that once we started playing Ottawa, they'd make up some difference, and hopefully they'll pass us because they deserve to. To be honest, they're a much better hockey club than we are. We really got to address our offense in the off season or trade deadline or drafting as well. We gotta definitely add some serious talent depth to this team because it's pathetic looking. And I know Alex Newhook will be coming back soon, from what I hear. That is the rumor running around the NHL. Good to see Jack Eye back. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to just get back in the swing of Montreal system too. But he's playing more responsible. Yes, I just think there's a cohesiveness with him and Kovacevic. Uh, they just seem to gel well. Um, like I say, just for me, at least there was some effort in the defense, although they were sloppy. I found 100% less effort out of the offense, especially coming back in their own zone. I didn't feel it tonight. I wasn't impressed. And Marty St. Louis is impressed with these last few sites of effort from the Habs. Well, I love Marty, big time, big time fan, and I know he's done a good job. But I think again, it comes down to, for me, I think he needs a couple of better assistant coaches when the off season comes. Um, there's going to be some changing needed on our special teams and even our defensive system. I'm not overly thrilled the way it's being handled. Just looks like a lot of guys seem to crowd one side, and there's this crossover. They don't know how to stay in their zone. But it's also the forwards are the same thing. So there's a managing the players to learn how to stick in their own area, zone coverage. They really got a lot to learn. There's a lot to be desired, and that neutral zone, their neutral zone play of late has just been horrific. So that being said, sorry to have to commentate that way, but that is the facts. We're playing very poorly, and look out! I expect with Patrick Waugh coming in with those Islanders, they're a tough, gritty team. It's not going to be good, and they got a really good goaltender in Sorokin. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty whatsoever. I can't see it. I know we beat them the last trip there, but things will be of change. That's a good veteran squad, and Sorokin wasn't in that net, and Patrick Wall wasn't behind that bench. He is a good coach. He's going to make a difference with that team. It might not be immediate, but he'll move them in the right direction. However, I think next year is when you're really going to notice it. But it should be interesting Thursday night. Remember, that's the big game for that one. And where's the puck drop first here at Center Ice Productions? Thank you for following me, and let your friends and family know about it. Please hit the likes and subscribe. I'd like to hit about 100, 150. And this is the Habs channel where you come to where, like I say, between Junkie and myself, basically, and Chris Nyland's always a class act. And he was disappointed with the Habs' effort of late, too. Totally correct. They've been playing pathetic effort-wise. So sorry to have to commentate this way. Just we got to get a way better result out of our players. I would have no problem with some of the forwards if there's the right trade comes along, start moving them, because we're not going anywhere. Although it's great for me, guys like me, I want to see us get a good shot at someone in the top three would be nice. Long ways to go to drop that far, but even in the top five would be you could work with something. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Puck drops first here, Center Heights Production, and we shall catch you in the review of the Islanders game. And yes, welcome back, Arbor. Let's just get yourself in the groove, and I'm sure it's going to take a couple games just to get back into the groove. You could tell he was his play he was a little more accountable tonight. You could tell until the end there, where he took a penalty. However, you could definitely tell there was a little bit of tentativeness in him to get into anything immediately. But he threw some nice hits. But they got to continue. They got to do that all game long. That's my only issue is I thought they could all do that all game long. So thank you for joining me. We'll catch you in the next one. God bless.